a passenger who was pushed in front of an oncoming subway train.
Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 8. Ryan Whyte Maloney, a gifted singer-songwriter whose soulful voice and resilience touched countless lives, will be remembered as a beacon of passion in the music industry. Born in Traverse City, Michigan, Maloney's early years were steeped in music, fronting the band Indulge and drawing inspiration from a formative encounter with Shinedown's Brent Smith, who emphasized the discipline and heart required of a true artist. His defining moment came in 2014 on The Voice Season 6, where his electrifying rendition of Journey's Lights earned a rare four-chair turn from coaches. He advanced through rounds with fiery performances of Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do With It and Rascal Flatts' Easy, showcasing his versatility. Though eliminated after a heartfelt take on Shinedown's Second Chance, Maloney later revealed the personal weight of that song, reflecting on his grueling journey. Battling poverty, vocal strain, and isolation during filming, sustained by his parents' presence. Offstage, Maloney's candidness about his struggles and his mantra, "Persistence is key, never falter, never surrender," endeared him to fans. His final Instagram post, hours before his passing at the age of 44, celebrated music's enduring joy. "9 fine Irishmen for a private party tonight, and we will be rocking." Maloney's untimely death left a void, yet his legacy thrives in his unwavering dedication to artistry and his message of perseverance. He is survived by a community inspired by his authenticity and courage. Tributes to Ryan Whyte Maloney. Number 7. Ken Flores, a rising star in comedy whose infectious energy and sharp wit captivated audiences, left a lasting mark on the entertainment world during his tragically short career. Though details of his early life remain private, his journey as a comedian reflected a relentless passion for connecting through laughter. Flores's pivotal moment came with the launch of his Butterfly Effect Tour in January 2025, a cross-country venture that showcased his dynamic stage presence. Kicking off in Portland, Oregon and concluding prematurely in Norcross, Georgia, the tour highlighted his ability to blend observational humor with heartfelt storytelling, earning praise as a bright light destined for stardom. Fans and peers alike celebrated his relatable charm and magnetic authenticity, with social media tributes flooding in upon news of his passing. Privately, Flores was a devoted son and brother, remembered by his family as Kenyi, a beloved figure whose warmth extended beyond the spotlight. His sudden death at the age of 28 left loved ones and fans reeling, his family requesting privacy as they navigated the shock of their loss. Though his time was brief, Flores' legacy lies in the joy he sparked and the potential of a career poised to redefine modern comedy. His untimely departure underscores the fragility of artistry in its ascent, yet his impact resonates in the laughter he shared and the communities he united. Tributes to Ken Flores. Number 6. Michael Baggott, a multifaceted antiques expert and cherished BBC Flog It personality, illuminated the world of historical treasures with his sharp expertise and charismatic wit. Born in the UK, Baggott's passion for antiquities began early, leading him to Christie's auction house while still a university student. He later headed Sotheby's silver department before becoming a renowned consultant and author, penning works like an illustrated guide to York hallmarks, 1776 to 1858, as a staple on Flog It. From 2002 until its 2018 conclusion, Baggot became synonymous with antique silver, captivating audiences with his encyclopedic knowledge and candid charm. His career extended beyond TV, mentoring collectors and advocating for historical preservation. Privately, Baggot faced profound challenges. In late 2024, he suffered a stroke and endured a harrowing NHS hospitalization, where he courageously highlighted systemic care failures via social media, describing dehydration and bureaucratic neglect. Despite his ordeal, he maintained humor, tweeting wryly about antiques shows and reminiscing about happier times with family. Tragically, Baggot died of a heart attack at the age of 51, survived by loved ones who remembered him as a dearly loved son, brother, and uncle. Colleagues like Charles Hanson hailed him as a true expert and giant of the antique industry, while fans mourned a voice lost too soon. Baggot's legacy endures in his contributions to antiques education, his fearless advocacy for healthcare accountability, and the joy he brought to audiences worldwide. Tributes to Michael Baggott. Number 5. Micah Jansen, a globally admired actress celebrated for her grace and versatility, illuminated screens and stages with a career spanning classical theater, film, and television. Born on December 5, 1941 in Marcilly-le Hayre, her early love for performance blossomed in school plays, paving the way for formal drama training. She captivated audiences in her 1966 debut Fantomas contre Scotland Yard, later earning acclaim for roles in A Mere Mortal and Police, as well as her masterful interpretation of Molière's Le Malade Imaginaire, a testament to her classical prowess. Though deeply rooted in European theater, Jansen's poise and talent resonated internationally, endearing her to audiences worldwide. Her personal life, however, was marked by profound resilience. Alongside her husband, actor Roland Giraud, she endured unimaginable tragedy following the 2004 murder of their daughter, Geraldine. Despite grief, Jansen channeled strength into advocacy, quietly supporting families affected by violence while continuing her artistic work. A mentor to emerging performers, she balanced her craft with philanthropy, fostering creativity and compassion within the arts community. Her elegance and unwavering dedication left an everlasting impression on collaborators, who praised her generosity and professionalism. Micah Jansen passed away at the age of 83, after a private battle with cancer. Tributes from peers and admirers highlighted her global legacy as both an artist and a symbol of quiet fortitude. Though she graced primarily European productions, her contributions to classical theater and her dignified presence transcended borders, inspiring generations. Tributes to Micah Jansen. Number 4. William Leuchtenberg, a towering historian and chronicler of American democracy, reshaped understanding of 20th century leadership through his incisive scholarship on Franklin D. Roosevelt and the presidency. Born September 28, 1922 in Queens, New York, his early curiosity for history was ignited by family stories of his father's Prohibition-era distillery, later recounted in Ken Burns's documentary, Prohibition. Educated at Cornell and Columbia University, where he earned his Ph.D., Leuchtenberg became a revered professor at Columbia and the University of North Carolina. His Bancroft Prize-winning Franklin D. Roosevelt and the New Deal, 1963, revolutionized New Deal historiography, while works like The Perils of Prosperity and The American President bridged academic rigor with public accessibility. A pioneer in public history, he consulted for Burns' Prohibition and led the American Historical Association, the Organization of American Historians, and the Society of American Historians, a rare trifecta shared only with Eric Foner. Beyond academia, Leuchtenberg advocated for progressive causes as a 1952 Democratic National Convention delegate. His personal life reflected resilience. raising 3 children from his first marriage and later finding companionship with Jean Ann Williams. Celebrated with North Carolina's highest civilian honor in 2007, he mentored generations of historians, blending intellectual rigor with warmth. Lenberg passed away peacefully at the age of 102 in Chapel Hill, leaving a legacy as the definitive voice on FDR and a guardian of democratic ideals. His works remain essential reading, ensuring his insights into power, reform, and equity endure. Tributes to William Lenberg. Number 3. Joseph Bernal, a trailblazing advocate for education and civil rights, dedicated his life to empowering the Chicano community and reshaping Texas politics. Born on March 1, 1927, in San Antonio, Texas, Bernal grew up in a resilient family led by his mother, who instilled pride and determination despite poverty. His early experiences with discrimination, such as high school policies punishing Spanish, fueled his commitment to equity. After serving in the U.S. Army during World War II, Bernal pursued higher education via the GI Bill, earning degrees from Trinity University, Our Lady of the Lake, and UT Austin. His teaching career at David Crockett Elementary deepened his understanding of systemic barriers facing Latino students. Transitioning to politics, he became a transformative force in the Texas legislature, 1964 to 1972, championing bilingual education, dismantling segregation laws, and expanding access to healthcare and university programs. His landmark legislation granted benefits to long-term Texas residents, regardless of citizenship, reshaping social equity. A founding architect of the Mexican-American Legislative Caucus, Bernal amplified Latino political power, advocating for farm workers' rights, unemployment protections, and fair redistricting. Beyond policymaking, he mentored youth, blending grassroots activism with institutional change. Post-politics, he continued his mission as a school administrator, prioritizing inclusive curricula for Latino students. Bernal's personal journey, from a basketball-loving teen to a statesman, reflected his belief in spiritual richness over material wealth. He married community service with policymaking, working with organizations like Inman Christian Center to uplift marginalized voices. Joseph Bernal passed away at the age of 97, leaving a legacy as a bridge builder who turned adversity into progress. His efforts slashed Chicano high school dropout rates, expanded educational access, and inspired generations of Latino leaders. Tributes to Joseph Bernal. Number 2. Kazuyoshi Akiyama was a revered conductor whose artistry and leadership shaped orchestras across Japan, Canada, and the United States. Born on January 2, 1941, he grew up in a musical household and initially studied piano at the Toho Gakuen School of Music. However, his fascination with conducting led him to study under the renowned Hideo Saito, paving the way for a remarkable career in classical music. Akiyama made his conducting debut with the Tokyo Symphony Orchestra in 1964 and was soon named its music director. He went on to hold prestigious positions worldwide, serving as music director of the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, the American Symphony Orchestra, and the Syracuse Symphony Orchestra. He also worked with the Hiroshima Symphony Orchestra from 1998 to 2024, earning recognition as its principal conductor and later its lifetime honorary conductor. His musical vision extended to premiering groundbreaking compositions in Japan, including Schoenberg's Moses and Aaron, John Adams' El Niño, and Helmut Lachenmann's The Little Match Girl. Akiyama's contributions were honored with the Emperor's Purple Ribbon Medal in 2001, recognizing his impact on Japan's cultural heritage. Beyond his professional achievements, Akiyama was known for his deep commitment to nurturing young talent and advancing orchestral music globally. His disciplined yet expressive approach to conducting earned him widespread respect from musicians and audiences alike. On January 1, 2025, Akiyama suffered a fall that caused severe spinal cord damage, leading to his retirement. He passed away from pneumonia at the age of 84. His legacy lives on through the many orchestras he shaped and the generations of musicians he inspired. Tributes to Kazuyoshi Akiyama. What's trending on the internet? News 1. The Kansas community is grieving after 2 children were found trapped beneath the ice in a Linn County lake. Authorities confirmed the tragic discovery on Tuesday, January 28th, after an aerial drone located the missing boys in Lake Chaparral. The Linn County Sheriff's Department reported that officers were dispatched around 8 p.m. on Monday, January 27th, after the children had not been seen for several hours. Concerned family members had alerted authorities, prompting a search effort that soon expanded with assistance from the Linn County Fire Department. Searchers found evidence leading them to believe the 2 juveniles had been around the lake, the Sheriff's Department stated. Using aerial drone footage, authorities confirmed that the children were trapped beneath the ice. The Overland Park Fire Dive Team was called in to recover their bodies. The boys, ages 8 and 9, were close friends, according to Sheriff James Akes. It's very heartbreaking for the community, and it's going to take a long time to recover, he said. A memorial featuring 2 white crosses and floral arrangements has been placed near the lake in their honor. Local officials are urging parents to educate children about the dangers of thin ice. The ice isn't thick enough to hold up a human body, said Dav Moeller, a spokesperson for the Linn County Sheriff's Office. Jayhawk USD 346, the children's school district, also shared a statement, asking for prayers and support for the affected families. News 2. A tree trimmer in Florida has died in a workplace accident after being pulled into a wood chipper, authorities confirmed. The incident occurred at approximately 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday, January 28th, while the worker was trimming trees at Ocean Ridge Town Hall. The Ocean Ridge Police Department stated that officers arrived at the scene and found that the worker had sustained fatal injuries. No other individuals were harmed. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, has been notified and is conducting an investigation. The victim, whose identity has not yet been released, was reportedly employed by Carlton's Tree Service. Authorities believe he had family in Mexico, and efforts are underway to assist his loved ones. Ocean Ridge Town Manager Lynn Ladner stated that the accident happened within 30 minutes of the worker starting his shift. She explained that the wood chipper had an emergency shutoff switch, but the incident unfolded too quickly for his co-workers to react. This should not have happened, said local resident Debbie Ritter, who was nearby when the accident occurred. It's a terrible tragedy. In response to the incident, Boynton Beach Fire Rescue has provided grief counseling for town employees and workers affected by the loss. The owner of Carlton's Tree Service is also working with the victim's family to arrange memorial services in both Mexico and the U.S. The investigation remains ongoing. News 3. Police in Texas are investigating the sudden passing of 28-year-old investment banker Carter McIntosh, whose death remains classified as unexplained. McIntosh, an associate at Jefferies Financial Group's Dallas office, died on Monday, January 27th at 11:10 a.m., according to records from the Dallas County Medical Examiner. His place of death was listed as the Bell Knox District apartment complex. A spokesperson for the Dallas Police Department confirmed to People that authorities are treating the case as an unexplained death, but have not released further details. Jefferies CEO Richard Handler and President Brian Friedman addressed the loss in a memo to staff, describing McIntosh as a talented associate and extending their condolences to his family, friends, and colleagues. Our most sincere condolences go out to his family, friends, and colleagues, the message read. We are in touch with Carter's family, who know we stand ready to support them in any way we can. McIntosh joined Jefferies in September 2023, specializing in investment banking for technology, media, and telecommunications companies. Before that, he worked at Moelis & Company as an investment banking analyst and held a position in equity research at Goldman Sachs. Jefferies encouraged employees affected by McIntosh's passing to seek support through available wellness resources. The investigation into his death remains ongoing. News 4. A Michigan mother is shaken but grateful after a terrifying encounter with an intruder hiding in her attic. Ashley Strong said she awoke around 6 a.m. on January 21st to find the attic stairs in her home already pulled down. Initially thinking her boyfriend had returned early, she climbed up to investigate, only to hear an unfamiliar voice respond. I started to climb up and said, "What's happening?" And then it wasn't my boyfriend's voice that answered, Strong told WSYM-TV. Inside the attic, a hooded man sat with his back turned toward her. When he reached behind his waistband, Strong panicked, fearing he had a weapon. Without hesitation, she slammed the attic stairs shut and screamed for her daughter to run. "I just didn't know if my daughter and I were going to be okay by the time the cops got there," she recalled. Strong and her daughter safely escaped the house and called 911. Deputies from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office arrived and took the man into custody. He has been charged with home invasion and assaulting a police officer. Authorities have not revealed how the man entered the home. Strong, still processing the incident, said she is struggling to feel secure in her own house, but remains grateful for her daughter's safety. "I think any parent in that scenario would be thankful that their kids got out even if they didn't," she said. News 5. Police in Aberdeen, Scotland, have ended their river search for missing sisters Eliza and Henrietta Hoosty, 3 weeks after they were last seen near the River Dee. The 32-year-old sisters, part of a set of triplets, were captured on CCTV on January 7th around 2:12 a.m. near Victoria Bridge. Since then, extensive searches involving dive teams, air support, and police dogs have been conducted, but no trace of the women has been found. Superintendent David Howison confirmed that, while searches of the river and harbor area have concluded, coastal areas will continue to be monitored. "Our thoughts are very much with their family at this difficult time," he said, adding that there is nothing to suggest any suspicious circumstances or criminality. Investigators revealed that Henrietta's phone sent a text message to their landlady at 2:12 a.m., indicating they would not return to their apartment. Shortly after, the phone was disconnected from the network. The next day, the sisters' belongings were found inside their flat, prompting their landlady to report them missing. CCTV footage also showed the sisters visiting the bridge the afternoon before their disappearance. They were seen carrying rucksacks but did not interact with anyone. The sisters' triplet, Edith Hoosty, described them as happy and cheerful when they last spoke on New Year's Eve. She said it was unusual for them to be out so late. Authorities continue to ask the public for any information. News 6. Newlyweds. Maggie and Eddie Hanratty were preparing to welcome their first child when their world was turned upside down. Eddie, 31, was diagnosed with a brain tumor the size of an orange just weeks before his daughter's birth. The couple, who live in Florida, were on their honeymoon in Mallorca when Eddie began experiencing vision issues and mild headaches. After returning home, he scheduled an overdue MRI, expecting a routine checkup. Instead, doctors immediately informed him of the large tumor in his brain. Maggie, then 34 weeks pregnant, was in disbelief when Eddie called from the hospital. "I honestly thought he was kidding at first," she recalled. A week later, he underwent surgery, which removed 98% of the tumor, but also part of his frontal lobe. 2 weeks after his operation, Maggie gave birth to their daughter Mila. Family and friends stepped in to help, ensuring their nursery was ready and providing meals during Eddie's recovery. Despite facing months of chemotherapy and radiation, Eddie remains optimistic. "I do feel kind of grateful because it resets everybody's perspective on life," he said. Maggie has been Eddie's rock through the challenges. "He is the most selfless, positive person and the best dad," she said. "Even after everything, he still wakes up to help with our daughter." Now sharing their journey online, the Hanrattys continue to inspire others with their resilience and love. News 7. Temple University freshman Tyler Sabapathy has died after falling from a light pole while celebrating the Philadelphia Eagles' NFC Championship win. The 18-year-old, originally from Toronto, Canada, suffered critical head injuries during the Sunday, January 26th celebration and passed away on Tuesday, January 28th, according to university officials. Sabapathy, a decorated gymnast with over 120 medals, was a member of Temple's club gymnastics team and was studying exercise and sports science. His university described him as a dedicated student with exceptional self-discipline and a bright future ahead. There are no words that can make sense of it, and the entire temple community mourns his passing, the school said in a statement. Our hearts go out to Tyler's family, friends, classmates, and all who knew and loved him. The accident occurred in Center City, Philadelphia at 15th and Market Streets, where large crowds had gathered to celebrate. Video footage showed multiple fans climbing light poles as fireworks lit up the sky. Sabapathy reportedly fell onto his back, hitting his head on the concrete. He was rushed to Jefferson Hospital in critical condition but did not survive. Temple University is providing counseling services for students affected by the tragedy. The university emphasized Sabapathy's passion for gymnastics and learning, noting that his loss is deeply felt across campus. Philadelphia officials continue to remind the public to celebrate safely as the city prepares for the upcoming Super Bowl. News 8. Kevin Spencer, a 34-year-old NBC Chicago employee who was reported missing last week, has been found dead, his family confirmed in a statement. Spencer, who worked in the IT department at NBC affiliate WMAQ-TV, was last seen on Friday, January 24th, according to police. Concern grew after he failed to show up for work on Monday, January 27th. His family had asked for the public's help in locating him. It is with a heavy heart that I share that he is no longer with us, his family wrote in a statement released by WMAQ-TV. While we don't have all the answers, we ask for privacy and respect as we process this devastating loss. Please keep his loved ones in your thoughts during this difficult time. Chicago police confirmed that the case remains an open investigation. Kevin Cross, president and general manager of NBC Universal Local Chicago, called Spencer a respected and dedicated teammate who always supported his colleagues. He will always have a special place in our hearts, Cross said. Spencer's sister, Jennifer Brinkley, recalled their last conversation, describing it as normal and focused on his career and studies. He was always pursuing something bigger, she said. NBC Chicago had previously expressed concern over Spencer's absence, noting that his co-workers immediately sensed something was wrong. Kevin was always diligent and reliable, Cross added. The Chicago community continues to remember Spencer as a dedicated professional and kind friend. News 9. At least 30 people have died and 60 others were injured after a stampede broke out at the Mahakumbh Mela, the world's largest religious gathering in Prayagraj, India. The tragedy occurred early Tuesday, January 28th, as thousands of Hindu pilgrims rushed toward the holy waters for a ritual bath, according to officials. Authorities said the stampede began when crowds surged past barricades meant to control the flow of devotees. Suddenly there was pushing in the crowd and we got trapped, one pilgrim told local media. There was no chance for escape. With an estimated 100 million attendees expected at the event, officials had implemented security measures, but the overwhelming crowd led to chaos. Emergency responders rushed the injured to nearby hospitals, and authorities have since launched an investigation into the cause of the incident. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed his condolences, calling the accident extremely sad, in a statement on X. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath confirmed that a judicial inquiry will be conducted and announced financial assistance for the families of the victims. Despite the tragedy, festival activities continue, and officials are working to enhance safety protocols for upcoming gatherings. News 10. A 29-year-old father has died weeks after sustaining severe injuries in a New Year's fireworks explosion in Hawaii. Kevin Ballesteros passed away on January 28th in Arizona, where he had been receiving specialized care for burns covering more than 80% of his body, according to family members. Ballesteros was one of 6 people transported to a burn center following the explosion on Kiaka Drive in Aliamanu on January 1st. His sister shared that he fought against his injuries and infections for as long as he could, expressing gratitude for the medical staff who cared for him. The Arizona Burn Foundation has pledged to assist with funeral expenses and transportation to bring Ballesteros back home to Hawaii. A GoFundMe campaign, originally launched to support his treatment, has now shifted to cover the costs of his memorial. After 28 days of relentless fighting, Kevin is now at peace, wrote fundraiser organizer Bobby Amber Yamada. The explosion, which authorities are still investigating, resulted in multiple fatalities, including that of a 3-year-old boy. The cause of the accident remains under review. Despite the tragedy, Ballesteros' family is focusing on the outpouring of support they have received. "We appreciate your generosity, care, and prayers," Yamada wrote. "We truly appreciate it." News 11. JD Mcdono has assured fans he is recovering after suffering broken ribs and a punctured lung during WWE's Monday Night Raw on January 27 in Atlanta. The 34-year-old Judgment Day star sustained the injuries while executing a high-risk moonsault against the War Raiders during a World Tag Team Championship match. Although he successfully made contact with Ivar, Mcdono's back hit the announcer's table, causing significant impact. Despite the injury, he finished the match before reportedly collapsing backstage. WWE announcer Michael Cole remarked, "Mcdono is lucky he doesn't have a damn broken neck," as fans expressed concern. Following the match, Mcdono took to social media to update supporters. "First off, thanks to everyone for the messages and the concern. I'm good," he wrote. "I've got a couple of broken ribs and a punctured lung, so I'm going to be out for a couple months. All things considered, it could have been a lot worse, so I'm grateful for that. See you in a bit." As a result, Mcdono will miss the upcoming Royal Rumble on February 1st, and his status for WrestleMania 2025 in April remains uncertain. A WWE veteran since 2016, Mcdono has competed across multiple promotions, earning a reputation for his resilience. While his recovery will keep him out of action, his positive attitude has reassured fans that he will return stronger than ever. News 12. Joseph Linsky is embracing life after surviving a terrifying subway attack in New York City on New Year's Eve. The 45-year-old was waiting for a train at the 18th Street station when he was suddenly pushed onto the tracks. As he fell, he saw the lights of an oncoming train and thought his life was over. "I just thought, I've been pushed, and I'm going to die," he told Good Morning America. Despite crashing onto the tracks, he miraculously avoided touching the electrified third rail, which he knew could have been fatal. Rescue crews arrived within minutes, carefully pulling him to safety. Linsky was rushed to Bellevue Hospital, where he was treated for a fractured skull, 4 broken ribs, and a ruptured spleen. He spent 5 days in intensive care. "The nursing staff and care team were truly amazing," he said, expressing gratitude to the first responders who saved him. His first thought after the rescue? His beloved 16-year-old dachshund, Leo. "I told them, I know I'm really hurt, but you need to help me get to my dog." The suspect, 23-year-old Camel Hawkins, was arrested within an hour and has been charged with attempted murder. However, Linsky is choosing to focus on healing rather than anger. "It's a powerful reminder that this can all be taken away in an instant," he said. "I'm going to keep going." Number 1. Marina Colasanti was a celebrated writer, translator, and journalist whose literary works left an indelible mark on literature. Born on September 26, 1937 in Asmara, she spent her early years in Libya before moving to Italy, where she lived for over a decade. In 1948, her family relocated again, seeking new opportunities in a post-war world. This diverse upbringing shaped her literary voice, blending cultures, histories, and languages into her storytelling. She initially pursued fine arts before transitioning to journalism, where her sharp insights and poetic sensibilities earned her a place among distinguished literary figures. As a translator, she brought the richness of Italian literature to new audiences, deepening cross-cultural connections. Her writing encompassed poetry, short stories, and children's literature, resonating with readers across generations. Among her many acclaimed works, Breve Historia de un Pequeño Amor earned her the Premio Jabuti for Fiction Book of the Year in 2014, while Pasajera en Tránsito was recognized for its poetic brilliance. Her literary career was defined not just by accolades, but by her ability to capture the beauty and complexity of life in simple lyrical prose. She was known for creating timeless fairy tales that explored human emotions, relationships, and the nature of existence. Many of her works, including Uma Ideia Toda Azul and 12 Reis, e a Moça no Labirinto do Vento, remain cherished classics. Beyond her literary achievements, she was a devoted partner to writer Afonso Romano de Santana, with whom she shared a lifelong commitment to the written word. Marina Colasanti passed away at the age of 87 in Rio de Janeiro. Her legacy continues to inspire readers, ensuring that her stories will be treasured for years to come. Tributes to Marina Colasanti. Alma Rosa Aguirre, a luminous talent from the golden age of Mexican cinema, leaves behind a legacy of grace and excellence that spanned nearly 8 decades.